Hi, this is my maize farm, and we are weeding. It's kind of like a little bit bushy, and we are weeding inside. This is the major rainy season, and some of the crops you can plant during the rainy season is maize. And we are currently in the farm, so weeding is ongoing. This is the second weeding that we are doing. Now, the reason why we have to weed is because of the rainy season. It's kind of like the weeds are growing very fast. The weeds are growing very fast, and we have to weed it so that the weeds will not be competing with the maize in the farm. So that is the main reason why we have to weed. I have some cocoyam. Have a look at this. Is my cocoyam in the maize farm. So one of the major reasons why we have to weed is because if you don't weed, the weeds will be competing with the maize, with the nutrients in the soil. So we have to weed. Then another reason why you have to weed is because you have to weed because to also give space, air space, so that air will blow around the maize. That's one of the reasons. So as you can see, it's growing very beautiful, very beautiful. It is not all that uniform, but it is okay. As you can see, all this place is maize. Wow, this one is about to produce fruits. So this is the maize forming in the on the tree, and as you can see that this thing has come. This thing has come. If you see this on the maize, meaning that it is about to bear fruit, or it's already bearing fruit. I nearly fall down. So we have to weed. This is the chief farmer. This is the chief farmer weeding. Oh yes. I have my guys helping me weed. This is Paul weeding nicely. Yes, this is Paul weeding. Yes, so you have to weed the weeds around the maize so that it will not compete with the maize. So as you can see, there are weeds growing around this maize, and if we don't remove it, this weed or these plants will be competing with this maize. So we have to clear every weeds around it. Another method you can also use in your maize farm, there's a new chemical now that you can use to weed around, to spray. There's a chemical that you can use to spray around the weeds around the maize. You can use it to spray it, and it will kill it. But sometimes, if you don't take care, it can also kill your maize. Sometimes, I remembered somebody said that he went to the agri shop to look for chemical to to spray his weeds in the maize farm, and mistakenly they gave him a wrong chemical. After spraying, it has killed both the weeds and the maize. So I'm using manual, that is using a hoe. Let's see how a hoe look like. Some people will be like, how is the hoe looking like? This is the hoe. Yes, so as you can see, we are using it to clear it. Now, somebody will ask, what do you need to start maize farming? One, you need a land, you need a maize, you need a fertilizer for the farming. So for this one, I have not applied any synthetic fertilizer. You can also use organic fertilizer depending on what you want. But for now, they are looking like this because they are organic. As you can see, these are organic maize that I have planted. So I've not applied any fertilizer. Formerly, this place was supposed to be a tomato farm, but they planted the tomato too early beginning of the year, somewhere February, March, and during that time it was not raining. So the tomato was not getting enough water to grow, so they had to die. And I decided to use this place for maize farming. So as you can see, disease is attacking. It's not a disease, this is a pest that is attacking the maize. Now this, if you have these locusts or these worms, this is a worm that is attacking it. Some tool locusts or grasshoppers can also destroy your maize. So this is made from this maize is being attacked by worm, and they are chopping it. And if you are not lucky and they attack the whole maize, you are dead. That means all the investment you have made is gone. So see, as you can see, they are chopping the maize. So this is one of the reasons why you need to really pay attention to your farming. This one you can only eradicate it with spraying insecticide or pesticide. One of them you have to use it. This area, as you can see, it is growing very healthy, very beautiful. And so if you finish clearing the land, after you've gotten the land, you need to clear it. You need to sometimes bend, but it is advised that you don't bend. You gather it and collect this thing. But if it's a thick forest that you have cleared, then that means you have to bend some of the tree branches that you have cut. Come on, this one is going. So after clearing the land, you have to plant your you have to plant it. Some would like to soak the maize for some time before they plant it, and some too can also plant it directly. So you need to, if you are depending on the rain, that is the natural rain, to do your farm, you have to time the weather or the calendar in a way. When it is getting to a major season, then you start doing your planting. You can plant in lines, you can plant scattered anyhow. Then after planting, maybe the first 2 weeks, when it starts germination comes, you have to start clearing the bush around the small maize that has germinated. Then maybe you have to possibly weed around the maize 2 to 3 times before you start harvesting, and that is what we are doing. This is the second weeding that is ongoing. So now when it gets to this stage, you know, some of the maize are not really growing. So maybe after 1 month to get into 2 weeks, you can start applying your synthetic fertilizer such as NPK 1515. You can also apply those fertilizer. That is the common one that I can give you right now. So after applying your fertilizer, if you have if you don't want to use if you don't want to use the synthetic fertilizer such as NPK 1515, that's 1515, you don't want to use it, then you can also use a organic fertilizer, that is poultry dropping. It can be cow dung. But when you add cow dung in it, if you are using cow dung, you need to treat the cow dung so that bacteria and or viruses that may be in the dropping will not affect your crop. I want to take you to show you a typical example of synthetic, organic. I want to show you organic. So this is a poultry dropping, which I have dropped here, or I've packed here to decay. Now this has decayed. It is not smelling bad, it is okay, it is good. So you can also, during the planting stage, you can dig and put a little in the you can put a little in the soil, the hole that you've dug, before you put the maize in it, so that as soon as it starts growing, the root information will get the nutrient that is in the poultry dropping. If you have access to cow dropping too, you can also use it. That is also good. So basically, you can use synthetic fertilizer, and you can also use this poultry dropping. You have to pack it somewhere, rain will beat it, or you can soak it with water for it to decay for between 2 to 3 months. For you, it's good for you to use. and they will get the required nutrient that is in it. Now I'll be doing a video on how to maintain your plantain farm. As you can see, there are plantains behind me. I'll be doing, but when I was planting the plantain, I added the pottery dropping in the soil, in the hole that I dug before planting the plantain. So as you can see, this plantain is looking completely healthy, very strong. The one that is also close to this one, as you can see, this one is very strong and healthy. This one too, the same thing. We actually, the plantain farm looks somehow bushy, but the reason is that we weeded this place before we started weeding other places, and as we have not finished and the rain too setting, the farm looks very bushy. I have cocoyam and cocoyam leaves in the farm, so as you can see. But we are about to finish weeding the maize farm, then from there we'll come to this place. But I'll be doing a video for you how to maintain your plantain farming aside the weeding, what you need to do to the plantain. So now so the maize farm, after you finish applying fertilizer, you do your weeding and you are depending on the rain, and God being so good, the rain has fallen. It will grow your maize very nicely and it will look very, very, very beautiful. Now apart from that, you just have to wait. If disease or pests are not destroying the maize, all you need to do is to patiently wait. Make sure you do the necessary maintenance, such as weeding, controlling pest or disease that is attacking the maize. Then after that, you are good to go. Maize grow within 3 months. From planting, growing to bearing fruit and harvesting is within 3 months. So basically, so as you can see, this place was weeded last week. I made Paul to come and weed this place for me, so this place looks clean a little bit. So getting from here to the up there that we have to weed. So basically within 3 months or within 3.5 months, you are good to go to harvest your maize. It is not any big deal. There's no hassle in it. Provided you don't have pests destroying your maize, you are good to go. And it is easy to grow anywhere you can grow maize, anywhere, provided you get a nutrient that you need to grow with. So basically that is that. So subscribe to the channel. If you have any suggestion concerning maize farming, you can put it in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you. How the worms have destroyed this. See, and if you open and you look inside, you'll see a lot of insects and ants all over inside. This one, the worm has destroyed, is trying to destroy, and to make the distance, it's kind of like tying it. Why? So it has make room for ants and flies to breed or parasites on the maize, and this one they are destroying it. So it will make the distance to come, especially, see. So this is what affects some farmers when you are not lucky. See the way it has destroyed the leaves, destroy them completely. This one they want to, I found some of the worm I wanted to show you, but before I set the phone and do the next video, it has all gone. It's unfortunate, but I'll be looking through if I see some of the worm. Okay, you see this one is kind of like affecting these warts, and they have breed a lot of insects around the maize. Though the fruiting will come, but if you have these kind of worms destroying your farm, your yield will reduce. You will not have any good yield. I'm very exhausted, and we have weeded the back with some small portion. So the reason for the weeding is to prevent the weeds from going with the crop in the farm. So you have to weed around. Come closer. These are the roots of the maize. These are the roots, and growing very nicely. The stem looks very beautiful, and so as you can see, I have to weed. So this morning, this what weeding. I'm just trying to fill this hole, but in the normal circumstances, when you finish weeding, sorry. Okay. I've used the hoe to cut my leg. So these are some of the punishments when you are having a manual farming. You've not mechanized the farm. You are not using machinery to weed. So if you weed, you need to see the weeds. You need to shake all that you have added. The stand from there, you need to shake the leaves. But I want to fill these pits, that's why I'm weeding anyhow into it. But you are supposed to weed, collect the weeds and sieve it. Some example like this. So this one, I've packed it here so that the sun will shine and burn the roots, and automatically the rest of the weeds will also die. So this is what I've been doing to clean my farm. It's not easy. It's very exhausting when you are using the hoe to weed. If it were to be a mechanized farm whereby we use a tractor to clear the land, it will take much time for the weeds to grow. But since this is not a mechanized farm, I have to use the hoe to do it manually, and it has not been easy. I'm very, very, very tired, my waist. But I have to finish. Sometimes when you come to the farm, you feel exhausted and you feel like closing, you feel like stopping. But for the purpose of the reason why you farmed, you have to encourage yourself to finish the farming. So I encourage you, if you are also you do use hoe to weed your farm, leave a nice comment in the section. Now sometimes the weeds can be around the maize and the hoe cannot weed it, so you have to use your hand to take the weeds around it, so that the hoe will not cut the maize. It's not only maize, cassava too. If it's got to a point, you have to use your hand to pull the weeds around the maize, so that maybe by the time you finish using the hoe to clean the hoe, you might even uproot the crop or cut the crop. So that's why it's very important to use your hand sometimes to pull any weeds that is closer to the plant. So basically that's what weeding is about, how to weed your maize farm. Or how to maintain your maize farm. This is growing nicely. Like I said earlier, I've not added fertilizer to this maize. We are just growing organically, which is good. Maybe I forgot to, maybe sometimes you might ask, how many seeds do you plant per hoe? You can plant, this is 3, 1, 2, 3, or 2. It's okay. Between 2 and 3 is okay. So this will bear you fruits, this fruits. That's maize on it. So basically, by the time you finish harvesting all the maize, you have quite enough maize to feed yourself, your family, or maybe even sell. So even with this one, if I decide to sell it green, at a stage when it is very greenish and fully matured, maybe I don't want it to dry, I can even sell it to people who wants it, and they'll roast it. That one too is also a very lucrative business. So even within 3 months, you can harvest and plant another maize for the next before the major season ends, to even enter into the minor season. The minor season is somehow between September to November. From December going, the dry season sometimes setting, but in some weather situations, even December it even rains. So the dry season starts from January, sometimes December, January, February, March, April. Then we are preparing to enter into the major rainy season. So we are depending on the rainy season. Our farming is somehow and some way, though it is good rain, but it also has its side effects. You can't control the water that is going to the crop, like I said earlier. So it is also good advantage when you are doing irrigated farming, but that one also comes with a cost. You have to provide your own water, you have to find a source of water, and you have to also buy the machines, the pump, and the pipelines and all those things. So it also comes with a cost. This one I'm not incurring any cost in terms of irrigation. I'm only dependent on the rain. As and when it rains, the plant will be okay. I don't need to irrigate it, but you can irrigate your maize farm provided you have the means. So basically that is that. And let me continue the weeding. This portion of the farm doesn't seem to be bushy, but definitely too. So you see this plant I was saying is close to the distance. If you can cut it, you cut it. If you cannot cut it, you see this one is so close, so you have to use your hand to pull it. So that's how we weed the maize farm. So you have to take a time, weed, gather it, and pull the weeds out and put it on it like this. So now when the sun shines, this is what will die. But if you weed and you cover the weed, the leaves, sometimes it can regenerate. So it's very important you do this thing. You save it. I'm very tired. So on this note, I want you to subscribe to my channel, to promote our channel, share the videos, leave a nice comment. Be part of our society where we learn how to do farming, how to make money from farming, how to store, how to know which gadgets to buy, the best gadgets to buy. Okay, let's continue. So something like this, I have to sieve it and remove the soil that are attached to the roots of the weeds so that it will not germinate again. So after shaking it, you can put it down like this and you are good to go. These tomatoes were first cultivated, but because they couldn't get rain, we couldn't do well. So I have to plant the maize, because it's a friend who was doing the tomatoes farming and he couldn't continue because there was no rain between that March, April, between, let me say, February, March, April, there was no rain. So he couldn't irrigate it because it's a cost. It comes with a cost, so he has to leave it. And I decided that okay, I'll plant maize during the dry season. I will show you the day we'll be harvesting it. We'll leave it to dry, so I'll be showing you the day we'll harvest it, so that you see the volume of maize we have harvested from this small farm. Thank you. But I've not finished. Show them what is left. I'm already exhausted, so show them what is left. This portion. Oh. So if you want to, next time I'm coming to the farm and you want to join me and come and help me in the farm, you're always welcome. It looks like the hole is very blunt, difficult weeding. This is not a correct hole, but you know, this area they don't really do farming. The kind of farming they do, they don't do this maize farm and all those things, so they don't have proper hole. In my next video or another video, when I get a proper hole, I'll show you how a proper hole looks like.